Hello Blood Bowl fans and welcome to another Wood Wars. Again, a fresh blood. I'm playing against one of the other tutors who I haven't managed to play against yet. I'm playing against SeMikel. And SeMikel is running his, or SeMikel, I don't know how to say it to be honest. And he is running his team, which I've forgotten, against my Nurgle team. Oh, we'll find out in a second. Let's see what shows up. Chaos, that was it. It was Chaos against Nurgle. Of course it was. So, new coach again to take a look at. So, SeMikel, SeMikel, I'm not sure. And the Nurgle team would rotten rolls. This team is actually a little bit nerfed because the Beast of Nurgle is actually out on holiday with a broken tongue. And I've also got a rotter down, which you know is always a disaster. You really miss your rotters when they're gone. And it's a brand new Chaos team. They are completely new, they are completely scary, and they all have the horns of corn, so this is going to be a bit of fun. Lineup songs? What do you mean? No, Nurgle don't sing, and Chaos just scream uncontrollably. So, that's your songs for today. Alright, coin flip festival then. Ah, Matrix coin. If only it kicked all the players after it did so. So, the Chaos team won the coin flip, and they will be receiving. Yes. SeMikel, or SeMikel, this coach is Urbanzorro's student. He will be playing Chaos in the Student League. And I will of course be playing Urbanzorro in the Tutor League, and his Chaos team, which I am not looking forward to facing. Well, I am, because it's always fun with Urbanzorro, but at the same time, I'm not so looking forward to it because it's Urbanzorro playing Chaos, which is really bad news for any coach that has to fight him. I've gone for a fairly central lineup here, just not too worried about Chaos breaking or getting around me or breaking through too badly. I don't mind going toe-to-toe a little bit and losing a couple of rotters in the process, especially as two of them on the line at the moment are in fact loners. And we get a blitz anyway, so that's really good news. And SeMikel actually put quite a lot of value on the line, which I can now lock up and maybe even do a little bit of damage to, which would be nice. Though most importantly, I'm just going to stop him from moving this turn, that's the main goal. He's also left two pieces in the back to clean up the ball, which is quite sensible. And I'm a bit surprised he hasn't gone for the Minotaur, because he's gone for the Minotaur in his main setup for the Student League, so I'm surprised he's not practicing with the Minotaur. Though maybe he's trying out a couple of things to see what he decides to do in the end. And in that case, I fully applaud him. That's very sensible. Well, it's not such a bad kick, it's nice and deep, so the Chaos have to come pretty far with the ball, which they don't really want to do. Though the deep kick helps them more than me, to be honest, because they can secure it pretty well, while just slapping a couple of rotters around like they're doing right now. Oh, we've already had to use a reroll. That's unlucky. That quick recovery knocks a rotter on his ass. Since I made the schedule now, it's a bit weird doing these friendly matches. I actually have 3 friendly matches queued up, but I'm still only going to do them once a week. So it's kind of a weird system where I don't get the chance to show these as often. But to be honest, I quite like it that way, because it means I can take a step back a bit from the recording. So I'm quite glad that I'm doing this recording so late. What it does mean though is that I don't really remember the game. And we just missed the Chaos Beast failing to pick up, so I have the opportunity to put a little bit of pressure on my opponent here, though mostly I'm going to continue to keep the control part of the game going as opposed to running after that ball that I'm not going to pick up for at least 2 turns anyway. So the pressure will be light, I'm sure. And mostly we're going to lock up this flank as well, where you can see me putting pieces now, because there are 3 pieces there that I want out of the fight for as long as possible. And my Chaos Warriors outmatch the Beast, so I'm going to blitz, though I don't really need to, was what I was going to say, so that's interesting. And that's a stun, so all in all, pretty good blitz. And the Pestigore is going to form the majority of the ball pressure, because he can actually get to the ball next turn at the moment. And we're trying to put these three pieces completely out of the fight. We're not worried too much about this beast or this warrior. We're worried about these three here and the center. I don't want the center to move, and I want these three stunned, knocked out, or otherwise impaired as much as possible. Yeah, taking a KO on the Rotter, that's a fair trade, especially on this flank. I don't really mind losing that piece too much at the moment. Oh, failed pickup again, forcing him to reroll. Not sure the reroll was necessary, and really unlucky that he unfortunately failed the reroll. So that might cost him, because I can advance a little bit off the back of that, especially as he didn't pick up the piece that wasn't stunned first of all, because one of them was stunned, to be fair. Well, I was looking to potentially surf that piece next turn, but never mind, my fists were good enough. That beast is off the pitch, putting us back to even numbers, 10v10. And now this flank is going to mostly make their way up towards the ball. Just put that extra bit of pressure, because he's failed it twice. I've got to kind of secure the line now, so he's going to be afraid of any piece that's standing anywhere near him. I can take a few extra blocks on the beast on the side, and maybe the beast is locked between my two rotters, though I doubt I will. And I still, of course, have the blitz threat from the Pestigore, which I will use on the piece closest to the ball. Now let's get into a kind of one-on-one here, with my pieces stopping him from advancing. Oh, yay coffee. Anyway, so it looks like he's actually trying to free up the middle. I've actually left hardly anything on the line now, so I've kind of given up on these four pieces a little bit, which was maybe a slight oversight on my side. I probably should have put more pressure on these pieces as well as all the pressure on the front, though the hope was that his inexperience basically would make him forget about the front and focus mostly on securing the ball, which he has now done. And the problem with securing the ball is that he's got nowhere to put it, because no matter where he goes here, he's going to have three pieces right on him immediately. Doesn't matter how he defends it. So the pressure is going to cause him a little bit of problems, potentially. And I don't even need to use an assist here. I can blitz with a Pestigore from here. That's a 2-die straight away, and I can get the ball down, potentially. He is also taking a 1-die using his blitz. I would argue wasting his blitz on the warrior, but it is quite common that people try to save their pieces from being surfed, so I'm not being too overly critical when I say that. It's just an observation. And now we're going to swamp the ball. I'm actually using an assist even though I don't need to. I'm not sure why. Probably I want to lock up the two pieces that are left with the Pestigore, so that's maybe why. Oh, I'm blitzing that way. Okay, that makes more sense. Have a chance to pick up the ball, even. And we should be following and putting ourselves right in between those two, so they have to dodge out or take the block. And Pestigore shouldn't be picking up here, should just be standing on the ball, and he does. Now it's taking a 1-die warrior against warrior, and we will actually follow up, just keeping this beast locked up. The beasts are the quick pieces, so they're the pieces that I want to be in trouble. And we take a 1-die on the warrior, which I probably thought was a 2-die, didn't see the beast there, because I don't think I'd normally take that block. There wasn't really any point. SeMikel is actually playing the ball, which is good play here. He's brought some pieces back in support to defend his slight advantage. He has the numbers here now, at least. Pushing onto the ball is a little bit risky, and he can't blitz off the Pestigore, so that scatter doesn't help him no matter where it goes, really. Unless it somehow goes into this beast's hand, I guess. That's the one option that would have been perfect. Unfortunately for my opposition, though, that didn't happen, and he's done the sensible thing. He's locked up the ball instead of trying to steal it. Well, it's his ball, not steal it, so instead of trying to secure it in his hands. And a bit of an interesting situation here. I'm actually quite happy where I am. I don't need to worry too much about moving everything, but I am going to take some blocks, of course, just forcing SeMikel to make the rolls to get the ball. Though I'm in no rush here, I'm quite happy just standing on the ball, especially with this disturbing presence. It makes it harder for him to get the ball out of this space. And I'm focusing even less on these pieces because I don't really see a pass coming, so I can kind of get away and focus on the pieces that are actually a threat to me at the moment, which are the 3 that are here, and potentially at least one of these. Well, we knocked down the warriors, taking away that block threat, and we've also knocked down the beast. And the beast knockdown is good, he's staying down for at least one turn. And Pesty's actually going to take the ball. Yep. I'm going to force SeMikel to attack here because basically I want him to... Well, I wasn't expecting him to go straight on the attack like that. I was expecting a couple of movements before he actually went for the ball. But that's fine. The idea was to actually get him out of position a bit, but he did that really well actually. That was well defended. Going straight for the ball. It also means that this piece can cause me trouble so long as he can pick up. Reroll. Yeah. Now we can get out of the way. I still have these 3 pieces here that can get over to support, and that's about it. I've got the 3 pieces on the floor, the piece on the floor and the 2 pieces standing here, and these 3 pieces here can potentially come and help as well. So I do actually have quite a lot of support to go and sort out the ball. Oh, skull. That's unlucky. Double skull, I mean. So now I have an extra 3 piece as well. Though I think one of the rotters is going to come and assist this warrior. This rotter is going to stay exactly where he is. These guys are going to come over here. And warrior here is going to try and do some damage to the middle guy, or maybe even the guy here, because it's an easier roll. But the middle guy is more of a problem if I do manage to knock him down. So I'll take the 1 die and push myself onto the ball. The Chaos Warriors can't move very fast, so they're not coming over, but the rotter should be. And he is. He is not. Okay. I think I needed a GFI to get here, but it would have maybe been worth it. Though I have made a pretty successful screen by doing what I've done instead, so not too worried. We're going to hit the beast we don't really need to worry about, which is interesting. And the rotters who blitzed is going to come in support to put down the ball. And even though this is a 1 die, I'm much more likely to take this roll than the 2 die, just because the knockdown is more useful to me. And I do indeed take the 1 die. It was the riskier move, but the end result is more favourable if it's successful. And we take the last roll just because we can, and we get an injury, which is really good news. For me, bad news, of course, for my opponent. It's just a badly hurt, he'll be back in the second game. But he'll be gone for the remainder of this match. So permanently, we're on 11v10 now, as my team has suffered no injuries. Oh, and a successful dodge. He can't really go anywhere with this screen, but it does mean that he has to be blitzed in order for me to pick up the ball, so at least he has that going for him at the moment. Successful GFI. We're now going to block this piece trying to get him out of the way. If he follows, he helps me, but he doesn't follow. He stays, which is clever. So good. So far I like this student. He's making some very sensible plays, and even though the dice are causing him a little bit of problems, he's doing okay. He's dealing well with the pressure, and that's all you can really hope for when you're playing this game. We're going to mostly lock up the ball here. I'm not even too worried about putting him down. All I need to do really is get numbers on him so he can't get out of the way. Of course I'm going to try to put him down, but that is the secondary objective, which we're going to attempt now. Down is good. The Pestigore can actually go for the ball as well. May do that. Though first we're going to put down this beastie, and he's going to be in the way, so we're not going for the ball. Just going to try and do a little bit more damage, or at least get some pieces out of position. And the Rotter's going to come back and secure the ball. As is this one, I guess. Or at least securing the down piece. Okay, securing the down piece. We'll hit the 2 beasts that are left. No, we won't, because that's a 2 down. Well, SeMikel's in a bit of a difficult position here. He's only got the 2 turns left to score, and it's not looking very likely. And yeah, probably should have picked up some pieces before we took this block, but otherwise that worked out well. I wouldn't be surprised if this piece goes for the ball, but he doesn't need to. Chaos Warrior's coming into support, which is always a good idea. Mostly I need to slow down my faster pieces though. The Chaos Warriors, the Nurgle Warriors, sorry, aren't that much of an issue for the Chaos right now. This one's probably going for the ball. Yeah, he is. Successful pickup, and we're going for a pass. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, an intercept from the Rotter. That was good play from SeMikel actually. He was in a very tough position and he's taking the clutch play, which a lot of coaches are afraid to do, but it's nice to see it happen. Just unfortunate that I managed an intercept. A little bit surprised I haven't tried to put down this warrior. I guess I'm going to try and dodge out as opposed to, or maybe pass out as opposed to try and avoid, and I do indeed go for a pass, which is successful. We'll give it to the best goal for the score now, and neither piece can get further than this point, so I'm probably going to stall for one more turn, just so Chaos don't get their extra chance at the knockout and don't get extra chance at doing damage to me before the second drive. Yeah, and I have indeed stalled. I'm not really too worried about scoring. If he manages to put the ball down, that doesn't bother me. What does bother me is him getting his whole team back or taking an injury because of free blocks. And he does attempt to dodge, and unfortunately it fails, and horrifically it's an injury. That's really bad luck. At least just badly hurt though. He will be back next game. And that means I can actually finish this drive 1-0. I'm not going to do anything else, just run it in. Fair enough. I don't know if you've seen the Chaos Ball, by the way, but I am actually playing with the Chaos Ball in this match. It seemed the most logical choice, as both teams are a form of Chaos. So we have the Chaos Head Ball as the main feature of the game. So 1-0 at half-time, and we're going into my drive, so that's a really good score for me. And as Nurgle, I don't actually need to score in the second half. All I really need to do is cause problems for the opposition, and that's going to be the main role. My KO came back. His KO. Oh, he did not. Well, of course, it's what I want in the situation, but it's always sad to see when you are up numbers. Which is strange to some coaches. I know a lot of people will say it's always happy thing to see when you're up numbers, but I don't like it when the dice are favouring one person over another. I don't like winning games that way, and less so, but I don't like losing games that way either. But I'm not saying they've been the only factor in this game, though the injuries are mounting up a little bit, and it is going to cause my opposite opponent problems for the rest of the game, so it's worth remembering. I'm going for a kind of layered line out here, and I'm not really worried about scoring. I don't need to score in the second half really, just need to keep the ball and keep Chaos off it. If I can score I will, but it's not really such a big deal. Main role is controlling the pitch, and especially if I get a couple more injuries or KOs, then the ball isn't really going anywhere. Well, for now the Pestigo has it. Trypophobia, which I would not recommend you Google. But yeah, mostly I'm going to be focusing on holding the line and stopping the Chaos from getting through or anywhere near the ball. If they do manage to get through, then I'll send a piece up and we'll get the Pestigo to chase him. That's a pretty lousy start for the blocks, but I'll take it. Don't really need to re-roll that. Pretty happy with the defense at the moment. he does reroll his skulls. Fair enough, he needs to take the hit more than I needed to, so it's a fair reroll. I'm actually blitzing the rotter. He looks like he's going to try and put a little bit of pressure on me, though push isn't what he wanted. That's not a big enough gap for his piece to get through. So now he's just going to focus on punching the rest of my guys. Hoping to cause some rotter death, because rotter death is real and pretty painful. One thing I will say about the coach himself as well, even though it was a bit of a tough game for him, he was cordial throughout the match, so that's always good to see. And the only thing that's left is a half die, so we end our turn. Now the rotters get a chance to have rotter revenge. Stand up. No? Okay. Oh, there we go, stood up. And stand up. Okay, blitz. Haha, double skulls, rerolling it this time, not taking 2 in a row. No, no, no. It's good enough. We'll keep trying to do damage to this line of scrimmage and also push the warrior up. We'll probably put the Pestigore in the pocket here as well somewhere, just to keep him safe. Or, you know, we'll just take another double skull, and down we go. Not double skull, sorry, double down. What a sentence. Double down. Yeah, that's good. I like it. That puts me in a bit of a predicament with the reroll situation with only one, and I've taken a stun on a rotter. Stun doesn't really bother me though. I can lose a rotter for 1 turn, he will be back, and he will cause more problems. And we're probably going to surf the last one. No? Okay, just pressure on the ball. Good. Sensible play as opposed to greedy play. It's always a positive trait, especially for a coach who's quite new to the game. I'm pretty sure that was a misclick. It's just way too many dice, and into a position that doesn't help him at all, so... I think there was a misclick in the game, and I think that was definitely it, so unlucky there. It does mean that I can actually cause him problems as well, because I can move pieces into a position where I can potentially even move the ball into a place where SeMikel doesn't really want it. We're leaving the Beastman on the floor though, so it doesn't look like that is our option that we're taking. Or maybe it is. Oh, it is. We're taking a pass. Okay. I don't think I'm rerolling that. Oh, I am. Oh no, I shouldn't be rerolling that. That was a waste. On the plus side though, it does mean that the rotter can get a little bit out of the way. If he goes down, not such a big deal. I've still got plenty of pieces to sort out the fallen issue. Hey! And there we go. Happens eventually always. 2 lots of badly hurt. That's pretty good for a rotter. I'll take that. He'll be back next game. Now going on to the Chaos side. There isn't anything that can get there without dodging, so at least we're not going to see that. And this piece would need GFI as well, but he's not going to. Oh, we dodged. Okay then. Well, the dodge backfires. Costs a reroll, but that's fine. Still got the ball down. And also stuns another rotter, making it a bit difficult actually for me to keep hold of the ball here. And that's a good scatter for him too, so I'm in a bit of a danger with this situation now. No, I think I've got enough free pieces to cause problems. This warrior can immediately remove the beastman. Oh, there's my first injury. That's not a good one. Don't want it on my warrior, that's for certain. This next game, oh dear. And that one isn't returning, so the next Nurgle game will be a warrior down. And again we're taking 1 die on another warrior. This beast is kind of in the way, so I'm going to put him down so the Pestigore and the warrior can get onto the ball. And we'll just stand up the rotter as well, put him into a position where he can lock up those two pieces, the one I just knocked down and the warrior on the edge. He's on the edge, man. And another two down, with a skull. It's funny actually, I went into this game thinking that the dice were on my side, but I've had a lot of skulls. So far. Well, there's a failed pickup. Reroll is good, but that puts us down to 0 rerolls apiece. And a warrior with the ball, which is a little bit worrying. Need to screen the ball here for certain, stop these guys from getting to it. No, that's not going to be good enough. We need at least one more piece here. Okay, that's better. And got to make sure that we don't follow with this piece, because at the moment you're creating tackle zones. If you move him, then they're gone. Good. And we'll hit this one for good luck. That's very good. And no need to follow. Well done. Problem with following, of course, is that you get surfed if you follow, potentially. I can deal with this ball relatively easily, though. I need to put down this beast, and I need to get the warrior into a position where we are standing on the ball, or standing on the support piece, and the beastman does the rest. The Pestigore, sorry, does the rest. Yeah, I can't do anything with that, so I'm going to have to hit this piece here, and then stand on the ball. Push isn't really what I want, so I'm not standing on the ball after all. Just going to stand in the way. He needs to move the ball before he's taking these dice rolls, and yeah, that's why. That's unfortunate for him, but it's going to cause him problems now. That failure is really going to hurt him. Let's take on the ball then with a blitz from the Pestigore. Don't need to pick it up, just need to stop it from getting any further down the field. I'm not worried about scoring at all. Not even in the agenda. If we find ourselves in a position where we have a free shot at the ball, of course I'll take it, but it's not necessary at all. And the KO on the Chaos Warrior is really good news for me. That's one less piece to deal with. And the Rotter's actually going to pick up the ball, because may as well with the numbers there. And just move it out of the way, so it's difficult for Chaos to get back into Chaos' hands. That was a decent one die. I don't think I'm going to take the second one. I'm only taking that one to lock up Warrior, and that's good enough. Again, we're hitting pieces before standing up essential pieces here, and it's going to cost you in the long run if you do that as a coach. It's quite a important and underrated part of the game. Unfortunately, he takes another injury there with a niggle this time, so that one is not coming back. Well, he is coming back in one game, but well, he's potentially fired if you can afford to replace him. And I get a pretty free shot at the ball here. I'm going to use the Pestigore to do it, of course. I don't really need to move anything, that's why I'm taking a dice straight away. This Chaos Warrior is lovely standing on the ball. And the Pestigore was the only thing that could have realistically picked it up, and everything else is locking up the opponent. So I didn't really need to do anything other than pick up the ball and move it that turn. That stops the score. I'm not scoring, he's not scoring, so this game is finishing 1-0. Oh, having said that, sorry, he still has 2 turns, so he can score, potentially. I thought it was turn 16 for some reason, sorry. Yeah, it's pretty decent blitz, but we can't really do anything after we've made the blitz. But we are going to try the pickup, and the pickup is good. And the dodge is good, wow. Alright, fun play at the end here. Oh, and a skull. That's bad luck. Well, it was a good attempt, but unfortunately, that's not going to work. I can just put half the team on the ball now, so unlucky. And I'm not going to try, which is interesting. I could have put at least one more piece on the ball there, just to make sure it wasn't going anywhere for sure. But that's good enough. Oh, I don't want to catch it though. Mostly we want to just make sure the ball stays on the floor, doesn't go anywhere else. Should move the rotter that's on the ground here first there, really. Should be going here somewhere. Though I guess I'm going to attempt to pick up with a Pestigore and maybe a vanity pass at the end. Oh, even with the rotter. Vanity pass with a rotter, there we go. I failed to pick up again though. That's still a pretty good scatter. It's really difficult for SeMikel to break through the defense here. And overall he's had quite an unlucky game. Just to finish it off, just to secure the sentence I just said, he takes another double 2 down. So unlucky, that was a tough game for the two of us, I think. Yanis the Spoiler, the rotter, got MVP, and I didn't buy him because there's no point really in buying a rotter. I find. If I can get one for free, then great, otherwise I don't really see the point. And we've got quite a lot of SPP in the game. Having a look at the results though, so 1 touchdown, 2 passes, 1 interception, 9 armor breaks. And just 6 armor breaks on the Chaos side, so the stats are in my favour for certain. And if we have a look at the overall statistics, it's actually a little bit more balanced. Though the armor breaks obviously went in my favour more than in his. Though overall it wasn't such a bad game, it was relatively balanced. So unfortunate to SeMikel, but he played well, and he did well under quite a lot of pressure, especially in the first half. I was quite impressed with how he did in general. In terms of the team development then, on the Nurgle team, of course, the Beast of Nurgle is back. I have a Chaos, no, not Chaos, I have a Nurgle Warrior out for 1 more game, and otherwise, nothing new. I think this block wasn't here before actually, so I've got a block rotter as well, but otherwise the same team as it was before. Ah, Pestigore leveled up as well actually. I had 2 level ups, there we go. So Pestigore's been given dodge. He rolled a double, and I did give him dodge first. If it was on a Chaos Warrior that I had the double, I probably would have skipped it, but on the Pestigore, he is the piece that's going to be scoring anyway, so may as well give him the dodge to start with. Because basically his job is not really to fight, his job is to blitz sometimes, and to get the ball over the line. That is his main role, so he's going to get to 16 relatively quickly, not too worried about taking dodge, as opposed to taking block, wrestle, etc. He's going to be a designated carrier, it looks like, so we're going to have the block dodge set up on this piece. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching, and there'll be... I may put up 2 today. I probably will. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye for now.